Hey guys, it's Kirk. We're back again with another informational video for you guys. I've been getting a lot of questions about real estate. How do I start? What do I do? What are the avenues that I can do? I'm gonna do a very basic video for you guys pointing out 2 avenues that you can do going into real estate. There's a huge world out there of things that you can do. You can run down that rabbit hole, right, and get lost within it. So I really wanna keep it high level and give you 2 basic ones that majority of the people go into. Those 2 avenues are the real estate agent route or the real estate investor route. So I'm gonna break down both of those routes, what it looks like for each one, and you can decide from there which avenue would be better for you. So on the real estate agent route, most people choose this route starting off. Why? Everybody loves a real estate agent, right? So what does it mean to be a real estate agent? Being a real estate agent, you are representing people when it comes to buying or selling real estate. That means that a person will come to you and say, hey, Mr. Real Estate Agent, I have this house that I am looking to sell. Can you list this house for me? Can you represent me in selling this house? So what you'll do at that point is you'll put that house on the market, what's called the MLS or retail market, and you'll handle all aspects of sale for that property. So that's getting photos done. That's negotiating prices with buyers. That's taking all phone calls and all showings, being at all showings, right? It's doing everything possible in order to sell that property for a seller. And the same thing on the flip side, if you're representing a buyer, right? Somebody that wants to buy a property, right? You're gonna do all the due diligence, right? Running a comparable analysis, running the numbers, letting them know what they're getting themselves into before they purchase a property. And when they find a property that they really like, you'll be the one to do the negotiations for it, right? On behalf of that buyer. So you are the liaison between the buyer or seller and the party that's selling the property, right? So that's what a real estate agent is. Typically, it's commission based. When you become an agent, right, you're not on your own. What's called hanging your license with a broker. So this broker is kind of like think of it as your manager, right? So this is a person that you report to. So you'll have certain things like certain documentation when you're selling a property that you'll have to give to your broker for compliance reasons, right? And your broker then reports to an agency higher than them. You have that with an agent. You have somebody always over your head that's making sure that you're in compliance with all the state and national regulations that come with being a real estate agent. It's commission based. So typically when a deal is sold on a retail market, there is a 6% commission fee that is charged to the sales price of that property. You sell or you represent a buyer on a house where it's $100,000. Well, 6% of that will be the commission that is then split between the 2 selling factions, right? So if there's another real estate agent, let's just say there's a selling agent and there's a buying agent, there were 2 different brokerages, well, it's 3% to one side, 3% to the other side. And the commissions is depending on the sales price of the property. So if you want to make more money, you got to sell higher price properties, or you just do heavy volume with regards to the properties that you are listing and or representing on a buy. Representing others. I went over this a little bit earlier. You are representing a person, right? So you yourself are not buying the property. You're representing someone buying the property. You yourself are not selling the property. You're representing the seller. The only con I would say with being an agent is that you have regulations, right? So there is an ethical body that you have to adhere to. I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. It keeps everyone honest. It makes sure that everyone is doing good business. So there is an ethical body that you have to report to, that you have to make sure that you're working in an ethical manner. Being a real estate agent, this is kind of the 3 things that you'll see. There are pros and cons to it. There are a ton of real estate agents, but if you are a good one, you can make very great money doing it. Just really depends on your comfort level and what you want to do, right? So that's being a real estate agent. Now on the other side, there's being a real estate investor. What does that mean? So being a real estate investor, you are actually in full control and ownership of the properties that you deal with. That means that when you come in and you see a property that you like, you actually buy that property, you actually own that property, you take ownership of it, and you have the rights to do whatever you want with that property before selling. You can buy directly from a seller, you can sell directly to a buyer with no person, no middleman in between. The second thing is that kind of like on the agent side, it's not really commission based, but it's project-based. So project-based payment means that you make your money based off of the project that you're doing. So if you have a fix and flip where you buy it for 100,000, but you put $5,000 into it and you sell it for 150, well, you make $45,000. There's no percentage off of that you're getting to your pocket. You make a lot more money on the real estate investor side per deal, but you do have a higher risk factor because again, you own the property. So if anything goes wrong while you own that property, you're liable for it. You're not representing anyone, you own it, you're in charge, you're liable. And one of the best things is that there is little to no regulation when being an investor. Of course, you want to do good business. Unfortunately, in the investment world, there are a lot of people out there that work in unethical ways. I would suggest if you're going to be an investor, be ethical. Real estate investor, real estate agent, two different paths, same industry, would make a lot of money doing either or. Figure out which one works best for you with the resources that you have available and also your character. How do you operate? Do you feel like you'll work better representing people or going out and taking liability on your own? Only you can answer that question, but hopefully this helps you out. If you have any other questions, shoot a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification. We'll have more coming to you. Peace.